Hi there, world, and welcome to the Vine Society. My name is Erin, I'm a certified sommelier, and this is Wine 101, where I walk you through everything you wanted to know about wine, beer, and spirits, and a few things you didn't know you wanted to know. In this Wine 101, we are going to be covering the Old World. And what we're going to cover is what is the Old World. I'll give you a brief history of the Old World, and a little bit about Old World wine laws, which are very confusing. We'll look at Italy, we'll look at France, and then we'll take a quiz. So come on in, let's begin and ask, what is the Old World? When we speak about the Old World, when we're talking about wine, we're usually referring to the region that lines the northern Mediterranean Sea. When you talk about the history of this region, winemaking, the first evidence of winemaking in the world goes back to a region known as the Caucasus, where you find the country that is now known as Georgia, Iran, Armenia, back to about 6,000 to 4,000 BC, when they first started making wine out of grapes. Wine flourished in Greece in later years. It was used in religious ceremonies and in private life. And then the Romans, of course, famous for adopting many Greek traditions, including their wine. Roman wine, just a little fact, was kind of bitter and vinegary, so they oftentimes mixed it with things like honey and chalk and even lead in order to give it flavor. The Romans spread wine all over what is known as the Old World today, from Italy into Spain and Portugal, up into France and Germany, all from about 700 BC to 300 AD. Now, why are Old World wines so confusing to us, particularly in America? It is because when we go to buy a wine, we're used to saying, I want a Cabernet with these certain characteristics of a Cabernet. So I go and buy a bottle of wine that says Cabernet on it. You may say, I want a Chardonnay. So you go and you buy a bottle that says Chardonnay. But what does it mean when you go into the store and you see a bottle that says Bordeaux, or you see a bottle that says Burgundy, or you see a bottle that says Chianti? Well, that has to do with the wine laws in these regions. Wine laws are written that delineate what kind of grapes can be grown and used, how those grapes are grown, how the wine is vinted and aged. They all have rules doing that. And one might ask, why are there so many confusing wine laws and regulations? There are a couple of reasons for that. One is to combat wine fraud, people saying that this wine is something else when it's not. And the other one is to protect the designation of origin, labeling and classification, which assures the buyers of quality. That means that when you buy this product, you know what you're getting. Many things have regulations like this. You'll find it in champagne, Chianti, cognac. Scotch from Scotland can only be from Scotland. Stilton cheese can only be from England. It's a blue cheese from England. When you look at Old World, like for instance Italy, there is the Veneto region, which is famous for Pinot Grigio and Prosecco made from certain white grapes. Tuscany is known for Chianti and also Super Tuscan. Over in Piedmont, over in northern Italy, you have Barolo, you've got Moscato made from certain grapes and such. So once you know those grapes, you know what you're getting. Let's take just a little closer look perhaps at Chianti. Chianti is from the region known as Tuscany, which is famous for its food. If you think about Italian food, you're probably thinking about Tuscan food. Tuscan wine, by law, has to be at least 80% Sangiovese wine. That gives it a nice, transparent ruby color, good acidity, notes of black and red cherry, violets and herbs with just a little bit of moderate tannins. They are always aged at least 10 months. Reservas are aged an additional 2 years in oak. But these things are always going to be true when you buy a Chianti. So therefore, Chiantis are always pretty much going to taste like this. Moving up into France, you find the same thing. If you're buying a Bordeaux, that wine is made from grapes grown in the region around the city of Bordeaux in southwest France. And it's always made from a blend of grapes from Cabernet Sauvignon, from Merlot, Cab Franc, and Malbec, sometimes some Petit Verdot in there. And it's aged in a certain way. And that's why when you buy a Bordeaux, you know it's going to taste like that. Burgundy comes from the region around the town of Burgundy, south of Paris, made from Pinot Noir grapes by law. So if you buy a Burgundy, you're getting Pinot Noir. Someone says, I want a red Burgundy, you're getting Pinot Noir. Just as an example, if you buy a white Bordeaux, you're getting Sauvignon Blanc. If you buy a white Burgundy, you're getting Chardonnay. That's it about Old World wines, just a little bit. You know a little bit about it, so let's take a quick quiz. Name the 3 main Old World wine-producing countries. You're probably thinking of Italy, Spain, and France, but you could also say Portugal, Germany, Austria, Greece. Why do Old World countries create such strict wine laws? It helps to prevent theft and assures quality. What are the 4 main grapes in a red Bordeaux blend? Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cab Franc, and Malbec. What is the red grape grown in Burgundy in France? Pinot Noir. And finally, what is the main grape found in Chianti? Sangiovese. And for a little extra credit, what are the white wines found in Bordeaux and Burgundy? Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay. And that's it. Thank you for joining me on a little walk through Old World wines. Take this information, dive into these wines. They are truly some of the most spectacular wines you are going to find. Different from New World wines, they are the classic. So sip, enjoy. Thank you.